Merced County Sheriff's Office. A message from Sheriff Warnke. It has come to our attention that there has been some rumors about a letter sent to the state of California and if it was actually authored by Sheriff Warnke. Well, we are here to tell you it was, and you can read it below. My official stance regarding this is explained as follows. When this pandemic first came to light and our nation took the stance to shelter in place, I was skeptical but supported any effort to protect our citizens from this disease, including having to deal with a local church pastor who defied his order. As time marched on, it became very apparent that decisions were being made on what could happen, but it hasn't come close to the predictions that are being fed to our citizens. We are going to peak within the next 2 weeks. This has been the battle cry for 2 months. I even went so far as to secure equipment to house all the bodies that were to overrun my county due to COVID, based on what was being reported out of the governor's office. Guess what? It still hasn't occurred. You know what could happen each day? Car crashes, airplane crashes, food poisoning, getting ambushed, and I could keep going. But we as citizens continue to face these could happen each day. The world is a very dangerous place, and we face it daily by knowing the risks. But here in America, we decide what chances to take based on any risk factor that includes going to work as a cop for the past 41 years. The Constitution gives us that right. I doubt that the governor would even take a job where the dangers are as constant as they are in my chosen profession. But I, along with millions of men and women who do this every day knowing the risks, nobody has the right to dictate what risks I'm going to take when I leave my house, and that includes an elected governor. If I go to business and I feel that the risk is too high, I can make a choice whether or not to do business there, and this includes getting a haircut or getting a routine dental checkup. When Governor Newsom took to the airwaves and then signaled out a country because they didn't follow his orders and treated them differently, it became obvious to me that this whole lockdown was based upon him being able to have control over the citizens of the state. He is treating the state's countries as he has claimed to be treated by the president in the very recent past. That statement also pointed out that different counties have different issues and could be treated independently and not covered under one blanket. That statement is a fact whether or not there is a pandemic. He is using the public health director as his authority in an attempt to maintain control over the citizens based solely on what could happen, keeping in mind that the PH director reports directly to him. Governor Newsom now threatens the different local jurisdictions regarding funding if they don't follow his orders. Didn't he sue the president for holding funding due to him defying the president's orders? Our current situation is reflective of a short statement I recently read that seems to fit here. If the barnyard were to hold an election, the cows, chickens, pigs, and horses could vote for the hand that feeds them, even though the same hand will eventually lead them to slaughter. That's what's happening here in this state and possibly other states. Economic slaughter is what we are facing because of his continuous behavior to keep this nation's greatest state economy from thriving. The majority of the citizens are on the verge of a statewide revolt because they are losing the possibility to regain their business because of the tremendous financial loss they suffered. I truly believe that Governor Newsom's motivation is to have the majority of the citizens and illegal residents dependent upon government's assistance so he could maintain this control once this pandemic is declared over. This is being caused based upon a crisis he himself has caused in the state based on a declared panic on a virus that should have been dealt on a completely different level. The cure should not be worse than the disease. So the answer you're looking for this, I will not be taking any enforcement action in this county for any of the COVID-19 quote-unquote violations, as the governor has also directed the sheriff to release felons onto our streets and law enforcement in general to completely disregard the safety of our citizens by not allowing most felons from even being booked, but then wants us in law enforcement to arrest people for standing closer than 6 feet or worshiping their religious beliefs in a building. My decision is based on constitutional rights afforded our citizens. As the constitutional law enforcement authority in Merced, I am here to uphold them. The citizens themselves can make informed decisions on how to proceed and protect their lives and livelihoods, and not the governor of a state. Remember that the people elected a governor, not an emperor.